In this video, we will discuss the pronunciation of Spanish words ending in mente. One aspect of pronunciation I've not touched upon in any of my videos so far is where the stress or emphasis should fall in Spanish words. Stress in Spanish words is actually a very straightforward concept, and I wouldn't think it merits a special video. But words ending in mente are a special case. In fact, very few English speakers have any idea how they should be pronounced, including a large majority of non-native university Spanish professors. So if you understand and internalize this discussion, you will come away knowing something almost no non-native speaker knows about the Spanish language. Let's begin. To start with, let's have a little refresher on how Spanish adverbs are formed. The Spanish suffix mente is the equivalent of ly in English. It's added to the end of adjectives to convert them into adverbs. This use of mente as a suffix evolved from the archaic Roman practice of using the Latin feminine noun mente, meaning mind, to indicate the intent with which people did certain things. So someone who did something deliberately, for example, was said to have done it with a deliberate mind. The fact that the suffix mente is derived from the feminine noun mente has three important consequences. The first is that the gender of adjectives to which the suffix is added must be made feminine. Since this is a pronunciation video and not a grammar video, I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs of grammatical gender and how it applies to different types of adjectives. You'll have to review that on your own. The second consequence is that when an adjective has a written accent mark, that mark is retained in the adverbial form. The third consequence, and the one that concerns us here in this video, is that words ending in mente are pronounced with two stressed syllables. The root word retains its original stress, and the suffix has its own stress. The easiest way to understand this is to realize that the two parts are pronounced exactly as if they were two separate words. Understood this way, it's really a very simple concept. With that explanation, let's look at some examples. First, I'll pronounce the adjective, then the adverb. Pay attention to how the stressed syllable of the adjective remains stressed in the adverb, exactly as if the root word were its own separate word. In all these examples, I'll use capital letters to indicate the stressed syllable or syllables in each word. Of course, in ordinary Spanish writing, stressed syllables are not capitalized. I'm just doing that here to clarify the point. Rápido, rápidamente. Normal, normalmente. Completo, completamente. Alegre, alegremente. Sincero, sinceramente. Fácil, fácilmente. In case the point is not yet perfectly clear, let's pronounce each of the previous adverbs again, this time contrasting authentic Spanish pronunciation with the typical pronunciation given these words by native English-speaking students of Spanish. Observe that in the incorrect version, there is only one stressed syllable, while the authentic Spanish version has two stressed syllables. Rápidamente, rápidamente. Normalmente, normalmente. Completamente, completamente. Alegremente, alegremente. Sinceramente, sinceramente. Fácilmente, fácilmente. Now I realize that I've complicated the matter a bit by pronouncing the first word in each pair with typical English language phonology, as well as incorrect stress. Let's listen to them one more time, and this time around I'll give them correct Spanish phonology. Listen closely to how the first word in each pair still only has one stressed syllable. Even with correct phonology, this incorrect stress is wrong and sounds strange to a Spanish ear. Rápidamente, rápidamente. Normalmente, normalmente. Completamente, completamente. Alegremente, alegremente. Sinceramente, sinceramente, fácilmente, fácilmente. I hope you're able to hear that in the incorrect pronunciation, each of the words has only one stressed syllable, the syllable men in the suffix mente. While in the correct pronunciation, there are two stressed syllables, as if the root word and the suffix were two separate words. At this point, I'd consider writing a little soapbox lecture about how even though this feature of pronunciation may seem a little obscure to some students, it's still very important. But I think I'm going to forego that little sermon. Instead, I'll just say this. Any error you make creates some degree of distraction and makes you sound less authentic. Conversely, any improvement you make makes your speech more natural and native-like. Correctly accentuating adverbs ending in mente is a particularly easy improvement to make, so why not do it? This concludes this lesson on the pronunciation of Spanish adverbs ending in mente.